Having a great discussion with the founder and CEO of All Fort. We're talking about Bert Ken Roadbug in studio. Welcome back, Bert. We have been encouraging you to just shoot us, either your questions or your comments through our social media platforms, so that, by the way, we can forward these to the experts who will also be in touch with you in case that you do want further consultation on our discussion today. We're really helping you just broaden your horizons in terms of what you would like to do with your money. Bert is here today to convince you about the stability that an asset like gold is here to offer you. But with that, we would like to sample some of the feedback that we did receive on our platforms. Let me ask our director to just put those up on the screen real quick. And then, Bert, let's see what Kenyans have to say. All right, so this is from Menelik, Nairobi, who says, what are quick resources to do research on saving in gold? And are there workshops that you conduct? I guess that's as All Fort, what do you do?
Yeah, very good question. So we are doing occasionally like financial literacy events. We're also planning to do weekly webinars where we will talk about why gold and what benefits does it have for Kenyans, and then how the platform works. So we can like guide people really easily through within 1 hour how everything works. And there is a lot of information out there on Google and social media why gold is a good asset class and what benefits does it serve.
Fantastic. Thanks for that question. Another one, please, Madame Dede. Let's see what we have. I believe this was from XCC_J. Thank you so much. You go on to say that I believe that saving in gold has been a challenge for many, as it's not easy to understand. Perhaps any success stories of people who have invested in gold? Nice. Okay. Tell us about the ones who've won big and then now we'll put our money in.
Very good question. I would start with that, there are not many occasions where people are taught about gold. Because if we're talking about investments, usually we're talking about, like Kenya, like we're talking about land, right? We have the stocks and real estate and so on. So gold is not so much, has been like a big topic, right? And we plan to change it because, you know, it has been like an unrevealed secret, right? That has been out there like hundreds of years. Which has actually helped to preserve their wealth for many, many wealthy people in the world. And the reason why many people are wealthy is because they know some secrets, right? And in many cases, secrets are really easy things, but they are like hidden from the public space, right? So we would like to disrupt that, and we would love to start a conversation with people why they should consider looking towards gold, because it has so many benefits for Kenyans and all the other people in the world. So if you would love to see some good example, I could give you an example from my wife, who bought a physical gold bar. It was 100-gram bar. It costed a bit more than 3,000 euros around 5 years ago. Today it's worth around 7,000.
Wow.
So it has gone up almost 100%.
Fantastic.
During quite a short period of time. Right. So this is just one good example how a regular person like my wife is and like most of us are, who can make these kind of decisions. During that time, the inflation in Europe has been quite many percentages. So if she would be kept the money in her bank account, she would have still 3,500 euros, right? But she would be had the opportunity to buy much more less than 3,500.
Correct. Correct.
So this is the trick, right?
This is. So there are a lot of rich people who are not happy that you're here, because now you're now you're giving their secrets away. Thank you. We appreciate it. Okay, let's take a look at another text if we do have one. That's Oscar. Yes, thank you so much for that, Dede and Chris. He goes on to say, how quick are one's returns on gold investments? This is the thing about us that you need to know about Africa. It's like, I want my money now. and this is Kenya for you. They'll be like, if I put it today, do you think by tomorrow it'll be like 100% profit?
I go today and we'll be a millionaire tomorrow, right?
Exactly. I'm sure you've encountered that, right? Everybody wants to know, how fast will it grow? How fast can I cash in on it?
Yeah, so I think if we're looking this question, then I think it really gives a good overview of how most Kenyans think, right? So this is also my experience with many Kenyans, that they're looking for quick returns. Usually in life, the wealth doesn't come easily. Yeah. It's also a good saying, what comes easy goes easy, right? So, for example, I can give a good example regarding the Germans. Yeah. The Germans are very conservative people, and they're a very wealthy nationality, right? So we can ask what they have done differently compared to Kenyans, for example. So one thing that they have done differently is that they have the mindset that we are not going to get rich quick. Okay. We are going to get rich if we have a good plan in the long run, right? Yeah. And usually, like German people, they are very satisfied if they put the money in the bank account, and they will get like few percentages as an interest rate per year, right? So it's very conservative. Yeah. Like in Estonia, it's very normal to have like 10+% per year, right? So this shows how the nationalities are different. Yeah. So one of my wishes to Kenyans is to change the perspective, how people think, because it's not about how fast you can run, but how far you can run, right? Right. So I know that many Kenyans are living in only today, right? But to live a good and wealthy and happy and healthy life, you should be thinking a bit more further. Right, right. Thanks for that. That's a good tip. I think also one of the things that will, make this a roadblock, so to speak, in terms of perception, is just the way people associate gold with so much fraud in this country. And I don't know if world over you're seeing a lot of increased cases of fraud surrounding especially gold trading and of course now investing. So what would you like to say about that and address that? Because very many people will be skeptical and say, when I think about gold, from the horror stories we hear, it's always about some fraudulent individuals behind it. So this is a good opportunity to talk about that there is clean business behind it. It is, and you know, we can say to everything, right? There is a fraud in cryptocurrencies, there is a fraud in the lendings, there is fraud in investments and so on. So there are like these kind of people, they're everywhere, right? Yeah. But in what I have understood is that usually these people who are getting in trouble with the frauds is that they are looking for fast tracks and they're looking for quick rich schemes. So if someone gives you or promises you that, hey, do this and you can really make really fast returns, then it's a high probability for a big red flag. Right? Because usually there are no fast tracks for becoming a millionaire or wealthy person, right? You need to have a plan, you need to be persistent and so on. So there are many things, right? So I think that I know that there have been many gold scams, not only in Kenya, but in other African countries as well. And I think it's because people have been given like a lot of like not true promises, right? And realistic ones. Yeah. So they're not realistic, right? If anyone will tell you that, hey, put the money in today and you will get, I don't know, 50% or 100% out tomorrow or more, this is a big red flag. Right. Yeah. So someone who's promising they control the world market. Exactly. I would run away. I would never trust these people, right? Yeah. And the other thing, what is concerned about gold itself is that there are a lot of gold mining in different African countries. Right. And most of these African gold minings are not regulated, right? So in that case, you can never be sure if the gold that you're buying is true or not, right? So what we at Alpha do is that we are cooperating only with LBMA certified gold refineries. LBMA means London Bullion Market Association. This is the highest gold standard in the world. And there are only 64 LBMA certified gold refineries in the world. Oh, okay, interesting to know. Yeah, so we're only cooperating with them. Yeah. So this gives the confidence for our users that the gold is real gold. You can't imagine, I've received so much phone calls and emails from different African people and companies who are offering me buy gold from me. And you're like, excuse me, who are you? Yeah, like I've asked, do you have the LBMA certification? No. and there the conversation ends.
Right, you never hear from them again.
Actually, do you know what is very interesting? Most Kenyans don't know, but it was last year, I think November, Kenyan government published legal public tender to open the gold refinery in Kenya. Most people haven't heard about it, but it was a public tender. And I would be really also interested in helping Kenyan government to open the gold refinery here in Kenya, but my only recommendation, my major recommendation would be LBMA certified, because this does show the real gold. Right. It's secure, and I think on international level, a lot of investors, because of that, will come here.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what they're looking for, and you've got to have an international standard in order for people to play with you. Right. Okay. There was a question that had come in before, and I think even we threw this to you about explaining more about the blockchain-based platform. You've talked about how transformational it is and this tool. The benefit for the end user, perhaps you can expound a little bit more on that. I've been asked to throw that to you, even if you did mention it earlier on. So go right ahead.
Yeah. So I previously mentioned it earlier. So. Let's make it easy. There are basically two database systems in the world. One is like Excel-based database, which can be really easily manipulated, deleted, and it can be fraudulent. The other option is the 21st century solution, which is blockchain. So blockchains are also different. There are centralized blockchains and decentralized. So centralized blockchain means that only one certain organization is controlling the database. We are not using that. We are using decentralized blockchain. So this means that this database is locating in thousands of computers across the world. So if it needs to be taken down, all the computers need to be taken down. So this kind of decentralized blockchains, they are not changeable. You cannot manipulate with them, and they're very secure and transparent. So, and all these transactions, if people have bought gold, if people have sold gold, if people have transacted gold between each other, these transactions are stored in this public database. But if you go to every one of us can go to this database and look what transactions have been made. But nobody knows who is behind it, right? Only our company knows, because we have integrated with this technology, right? So this gives people the option to, or the security, sense of security, that their gold is safe. Because all the transactions can be proven on a public decentralized database. And this gives like the transparency, because our company wants to be fully transparent in all activities that we do. And also very interesting fact is that we're also backed by the Estonian government, which is one of the highest digitized nation in the world. We have only 1.3 million people, but can you imagine, we have in the whole country, we have a bit more than 1 million people. But we have 10 unicorns. So Unicorn is a company which is worth more than $1 billion. And one of the most well-known unicorns in Africa is actually Bolt. Bolt is from Estonia.
Wow. And here it is every day in our lives.
It is, actually.
I didn't know that. Thank you for that piece of information. Interesting fact there. I just want to throw some quick ones at you in the next 5 minutes that we have. And I believe these are frequently asked questions, FAQs, if you will. This one I like because it's just been sent to me from a Ben on Facebook, who says, what does one require to sign up with a platform such as Allfort? And pretty much, are there any requirements? And this is also a good time for you to give a disclaimer that you will not be charging X amount, or you will be requiring this and this and this in order for you to start saving or buying gold.
So let's start with that we are not cannot give any recommendations for investments, right? Every person has to make their own decisions, right? So we can just say that we enable easy access for gold if people see the value of it and they want to use it for their own benefits, right? So we can't give any investment advice. And people are often asking me like, where gold is heading now, or what will be the projection for the next, I don't know, 2 or 3 months or years, right? I don't know. It depends on the demand, it depends on the inflation, it depends on the economies and many things, right? So if people want to use our platform, you can do so well by going to allfort.africa. And then you can sign up. Actually, the good news is that we also have a gift for all these people who are currently looking at us.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you're using codes in the cart, K24, you can get 50% discount from our first purchase service fee.
Oh, okay.
And if you do that, then on the top of that, we will send you $5 worth of gold as a gift, as a seed investment from our side.
Oh, how lovely. You didn't tell me you were coming with gifts.
I didn't tell that.
You.
This is a surprise.
From Estonia with love. Thank you so much for that. Okay, I think that's a great way to encourage people to actually sign up. Thank you, but let's hope they do sign up. Please do, please do. Another question here is, I like this one about what makes Allfort trustworthy, because there are other players in the field. What would you say gives you the cut above the rest?
I have mentioned quite many facts already today. The fact that we are backed by the Estonian government. The second fact is that we are using blockchain, which is a secure and transparent database. The third fact is that we are not holding the gold ourselves. So if the company should go down tomorrow, gold is still in the vault and customers can access it, right?
Right, so it's beyond Allfort.
Exactly, we are just purely the technology provider that enables easy access.
Okay.
The fourth fact is that we are the member of the FinTech Association of Kenya. Right, which very highly look at all the companies who want to take part in this association. So we have gone through very strong compliance in that sense. We have integrated with M-Pesa. One of the former government members, Michael Onyango, is one of our board of directors.
Okay, great.
He was the former vice president for blockchain and AI technologies for the Kenyan government. So we have quite many things that prove that the company is trustworthy.
Right. What are your rollout plans? I know you've talked about having a couple of those workshops, but really getting on the ground so that you're creating some sensitization of some sorts around gold as an asset, so that you're changing people's perception on what to invest in. So what are your, on-ground, grassroots level type of plans, if you have any, that is?
Yeah, we have many plans, and we are currently still like in a soft launch phase. We are testing different assumptions, different customer segments and groups, different messages, right? We want to understand who is the good user from Kenya, right? Because you can have many assumptions, but you don't know it before you don't test, right? So we are currently in a very interesting position, and we are ready to discuss different partnerships with different companies to test different strategical partnerships. For example, we are currently in negotiations with one of the biggest influencers platform in Africa. Who is considering to start paying their influencers in gold.
Oh, nice. Right? Okay.
So we're testing different things. It's very interesting time, if you come to the market and you're looking your position and different partnerships and things like that.
Fantastic. But your final message to the youth on how to invest wisely and even consider gold as an asset. Young people probably don't, think about this. When you're under 25 or under 30, you're like, last thing on my mind. What would you like to tell young people as we say kwaheri?
My message for all people, especially to young people, is that take it easy. Right? And think about for the longer run as well. Of course, it's important to live well today and think about how to maximize the gains today. But it's good to have the stability and sense of security for the long run as well. I've been also like 25 years old, and I've tried to make like fast cash and listen to the unpromised big gains and so on, and lost some money. This is normal process of life, right? But the good news is that we can listen to these people who have already gone through, and we can take their advice, because life has to be balanced. Right. We need to be living well today. We need to be living good tomorrow, and also after 10 years plus, right? Right.
Thank you so much for that. But it's been such a pleasure having you in studio. Go well, and we also want to wish Allfort all the best as you continue to penetrate this market. I'm sure you've tweaked some interest in some of our viewers who are interested in understanding different investment portfolios. And I hope, by the way, the message is clear that there are options out there. I love it that now these kind of things are accessible to the average person. And so there you have it, Ken Ken Rodberg, the founder and CEO of Allfort, with us. Please continue to carry on this conversation through our social media platforms, even as we say kwaheri. All right, have a blessed day up ahead. We're going to leave Sarah Ibrahim and Ann Stella coming up next on Interactive. Bye-bye.